Hey guys, what's going on today? I haven't done a video with my tablet in a little while because I've had my game DVR, but unfortunately for me, game DVR hasn't been cooperating as of late. So, yesterday I stumbled onto this amazing beauty right here called The Long Dark. It's a survival game set in northern Canada. So, I just started a new game on Mystery Lake, I believe was the area of starting. Spawned here in this cabin. So, to any of you guys who enjoy survival, we will know that in a winter condition, like we're in, because northern Canada in the winter, cold, so you gotta find shelter and make a fire, right? So just checking this place out really quickly, then I'm gonna have to go out and get fuel for fire. This, I believe, is a camp, like a park, the ranger place or something like that. Finding some good gear here because I've been playing this game a little, and usually we don't have to start off with the best gear ever. So it's nice to see that I'm getting somewhere with this. Alrighty, so I figure, seeing as this is shelter with beds already, this provides shelter from the environment. We should probably stay here. It's the camp office. There's a couple stoves in there, some beds, all wood, some burning stoves, of course, but I have some reclaimed wood, you may have noticed, but I find that it's always good to go out and collect wood beforehand. Always good to get more sticks. Reclaimed wood doesn't start fires as well. It's harder to burn. Once it burns for longer, so keep that in mind. Same actually applies in real life. You're going to be able to burn a stick better than you're going to be able to burn a 2x4. But a 2x4 is going to last longer. So, always keep that in mind. Don't think, hey, this is a massive log, I should use this in my fire. You should always try and start your fire small and build it up. Because if not, you might just end up, or likely going to end up, just wasting your materials. So, yeah, this is step one, fire and shelter. Big thank you to my buddy Daniel Sfirito. I don't believe that he has a YouTube channel, but he has well informed me on the survival things that I was a little bit iffy towards. Cannot stress this enough. Say whether you're playing this game or actually in a survival situation. Fire and shelter in sub-zero weather. When it's the summer, I wouldn't worry about shelter or fire nearly as much as I would water. But this is winter, and you will freeze to death. And there's water everywhere. Just melt the snow. So yeah, got some sticks. Gonna head back to camp now. One annoying thing about this game is in order... Actually, never mind. Oh, yeah, never mind. Ignore that. But, you melt snow to get water, and it makes a lot of sense, because, you know, why wouldn't you melt snow? It's there, it melts easily. One thing I really enjoy about this game is the amount of realism in it. You can, you need to sleep, make sure you're hydrated, make sure you eat, make sure you aren't cold. If you're cold, you can get hypothermia. treatments make sense too, actually. This game I'm incredibly impressed with. So yeah, got my wood here. Let's go start a fire. So I'm gonna go upstairs because there's one upstairs and one downstairs, but upstairs is next to beds, so might as well warm it up for the night. We're just gonna go without the accelerant because accelerants are hard to come by, and I'd recommend only using them as a last resort. Say you're stuck somewhere and you're going hypothermic and you need a fire. You're on your last match and you need that fire. It's very important that you conserve your resources, such as accelerants and food too, because without it you kinda are in a serious amount of trouble. So, just sitting around here warming up. We've got 3 hours of daylight left. That's the first important steps of survival right there, is shelter and fire. Now for another very important aspect of it. Water. Melted 5 liters approximately of snow. Toss some fuel on the fire. And now I'm going to boil this water. The reason you boil water is because when you get it from nature the way I did in this, you risk having parasites that can then cause you to get sick. And especially in a survival situation, being sick is absolutely not a good thing. So, you notice here I'm just grabbing these things here, repurposing the wood. Annoying part about nighttime is it gets really dark. Where is the fire? Alright, let me just see if... No, I have a match. Always try and conserve your matches in a survival situation. Every now and again it's acceptable to waste 1 or 2 of them on something like needing to light your way so you know where you're going. It's kind of important. If you notice there's bars that show there when I reclaim this wood is showing how tired I am, how cold I am, and so you gotta always keep an eye on how hungry you are, how thirsty you are. This doesn't apply only to a survival situation in the game, but in real life. It's very important to always keep check on yourself, because if you don't, things could turn out very badly for you. And something not a lot of people, believe it or not, think of during a survival situation is sleep. You need to get your needed amounts of sleep. It's very important because without sleep, brain can't operate properly. And if your brain can't operate properly, you're in big trouble, especially in a situation like a survival situation where you need to think. So keep that in mind. We got some nice potable water here. Some nice sardines. And looks like it's time to start our day. Burnt all the reclaimed wood so far. Don't have any hatchets, so I can't break that down. But yeah, I'm gonna go out onto the lake today. Generally speaking, in a survival situation, unless there's a very good reason for it, I highly recommend not going on lakes because you risk the ice breaking underneath you. Oh look, fishing huts. You risk the ice breaking underneath you, dropping in, and you either drowning or getting severe hypothermia. As well, lakes are very large open areas, meaning that they have a lot of wind and no cover, making it easier for you to get wind chill and frostbite and hypothermia and such. Again, so big danger of freezing to death when you're on the lake. So something to keep in mind. I'm doing it on this because, you know, there's fishing huts, and I don't estimate I will be out here too long. It's a pretty small lake, but like I've seen some lakes that have gone further than you can see. Anybody who's been in Ontario and seen any of the Great Lakes, or American viewers seeing, like, say, Lake Michigan, they're pretty expansive, but they still qualify as lakes. So you got to keep that in mind, that larger bodies of water are probably not the safest route to go. Might be the most direct, but unless you need the direct route, try and keep in mind that it can be dangerous. Very important to search your surroundings in a survival situation to guarantee that you have collected every piece of material you could that's important to you. As you see, I'm collecting food, newspaper that I could use for tinder, matches as an ignition form. I got some reclaimed wood which I can use as fuel. This is a fishing hut, so that if you see here, there's a fishing hole. I've never actually tried to open this up, but if you hear my guys starting to start breathing kind of raspy because it's getting cold. Not sure if that's actually how you would use that word, but anyways, moving on. I know I collected wood the first day, but you always got to keep your wood supplies in check, because it will go, and when it goes, it's almost always in a bad time. If you lose wood in the middle, all your wood in the middle of the night, and can't keep a fire going, and it's a stormy time, you're in danger if you leave your shelter to go find wood, but you're also in danger if you don't have a fire. Because either way, you're pretty much going to risk freezing to death, and if you lose your shelter, or leave it to get wood, you're also risking losing your shelter. So that can be pretty dangerous in itself. Nice Canadian flag. This is in a more boreal situation here. If you were, say, on the tundra, for whatever reason, a frozen tundra, generally speaking, you'll need to find your best cover possible, but there won't be many trees or hills. Your best bet would probably be rocks. And in terms of burning stuff, that'd be pretty difficult, but I'm sure there are some things that you would be able to burn in the tundra, of course. So I'm going to head back to my shelter. I'm going to conclude my video. So, this was meant both to demonstrate the realism of this game, this amazing beauty known as The Long Dark. Can't wait to get the full version of it. As well, to inform those of you who aren't fully informed on survival techniques, on these techniques, because, hey, you might not ever use them, and good for you if you don't need to, but it's always good to have them in case you need them. It's better safe than sorry. I'm sure we've all heard that saying once or twice. Ooh, wood matches, sweet. So yeah. Always check your surroundings. Always pay attention to your areas, which is the same thing as paying attention to your surroundings. Make sure you keep check on all your supplies. But if you are going out to collect supplies from, say, your shelter, be careful not to get too much. Alright, that's it for my video. See you guys next time.